Connecting deeply with someone often happens in three essential stages. It begins with that electric first spark. You know, that magnetic feeling when two people are drawn together, feeling a rush of curiosity about each other, and the thrill of what could unfold. From there, a relationship takes shape as two people invest in something deeper, cultivating a bond that grows over time. And sometimes, as part of life's rhythm, even the strongest connections may come to a natural end, with each person moving forward along their own path. But here's something interesting. Many of us find that first phase tricky. How do you truly catch someone's attention in a way that's not only genuine but unforgettable? How do you go from just a friendly exchange to having her think, "Wow, there's something different about him. I want to know more." In this video, we're going to explore exactly that. How to spark a connection that stands out. How to attract a girl who doesn't like you immediately. This isn't about cheesy lines or playing it cool. It's about being authentic and present. Together, we'll look at powerful but simple shifts in how you approach those early moments. Shifts that leave a lasting impression. And to kick things off, let me share a story that captures this perfectly. It's a story that shows just how much a little change in approach can create a ripple effect, opening up real possibilities. So let's dive in and start making that connection one that truly resonates. This is going to be a journey worth every moment. Picture a young Benjamin Franklin navigating the competitive, often unforgiving world of early American politics. He had a vocal critic, a fellow legislator who opposed him at every turn. But instead of seeing this person as an enemy, Franklin saw an opportunity to bridge the divide. Franklin had learned that his rival owned a rare, valuable book on a subject they both admired. So he decided to take an unexpected step. He wrote a polite letter asking if he might borrow the book briefly. Surprisingly, his rival agreed and sent him the prized item. Franklin read it with genuine interest, then returned it with a warm thank you note, expressing his sincere appreciation for the kindness. What happened next was remarkable. This once hostile legislator began treating Franklin with newfound respect and even kindness. Over time, his former critic became a supporter, backing Franklin in areas where they previously clashed. This real event eventually gave birth to what we now call the Benjamin Franklin effect. The idea behind it is fascinating. When someone does us a favor, their mind often rationalizes the act by thinking positively about us. It's a unique psychological phenomenon that can turn even skeptics into allies. Now, think about applying this in your own life. Maybe you have a coworker who's distant or competitive. Instead of letting that distance grow, consider asking them for advice on something they know well. Or if there's someone in your community with whom you've had tension, reaching out for their insight on something meaningful to them could create a surprising shift. Franklin's story teaches us that sometimes a simple, sincere request can open doors. In a world often filled with division, small gestures of respect can create lasting connections. Instead of seeing others as obstacles, we can see them as potential friends, building bridges where walls might otherwise stand. Franklin's lesson is timeless, that kindness, even in the smallest forms, can transform relationships in ways we might never expect. The Benjamin Franklin effect is surprisingly one of the easiest ways to make someone naturally warm up to you, even if they were indifferent or even a bit cold at first. The concept is remarkably simple yet powerful. By asking someone for a small favor and having them say yes, you subtly influence their feelings toward you in a positive direction. Why does this happen? The psychology behind it is fascinating. When someone takes the time or effort to help us, their mind often justifies this act by thinking, if I did this for them, I must like them. It's an amazing twist in human psychology. There's something else at play here too, something known as the need for consistency. When someone agrees to do you a favor, they're more inclined to keep helping you because they want to maintain a steady self-image as generous or helpful. The Benjamin Franklin effect doesn't demand grand gestures. It can be as simple as starting with small requests. For instance, maybe you ask a colleague to share meeting notes with you or reach out to a friend for their opinion on a book. These little requests aren't just practical. They lay the foundation for a deeper bond, creating a sense of goodwill that can flourish over time. However, the Benjamin Franklin effect goes beyond just simple favors. What's really at work here is a principle I like to think of as personal investment. When people put a bit of themselves, their time, energy, or even just their attention, into helping you, they start to see you as someone worth investing in. It's no longer just a casual connection. It's a bond shaped by shared moments, small but significant acts that bring you closer. Think about it. We tend to value the things we put effort into, whether it's a project, a goal, or a relationship. And this applies to people too. When someone helps you, even with something small, they start investing a little piece of themselves in you. Each favor, each shared interaction, becomes a subtle thread in the connection between you. Over time, these threads can weave together into a solid, genuine relationship. Consider this. Maybe there's someone in your life who's a bit reserved, someone you'd like to know better but who hasn't opened up. Rather than wait for them to come around, you could ask for their input on something they're particularly good at. Or if there's a friend you've lost touch with, reaching out with a simple request for advice might just be the bridge to reconnecting. So, if you're looking to forge stronger connections or spark meaningful relationships, remember the Benjamin Franklin effect. It's more than asking for help. It's about inviting others to engage with you on a level that builds real connection. By allowing people to be part of your journey, you're creating bonds rooted in shared moments, however small. And as these small acts accumulate, they can build something truly lasting. Growing up, many of us were taught that to win someone's affection, especially in a romantic sense, we should put in all the effort, be the one to always be there, shower them with kindness, maybe even gifts, and go above and beyond to prove our interest. But what if I told you that this approach often backfires? Here's a different perspective. Genuine attraction doesn't necessarily grow when you keep investing in someone. It's when they begin to invest in you that a real connection starts to form. Think of it like a high-stakes game, say, poker. The more someone bets, the more difficult it becomes for them to simply fold and walk away. They've already put so much on the line that they're almost compelled to stay. In a similar way, the more someone invests their time, energy, and attention in you, the more attached they're likely to feel. But if you're the one making all the effort, then it's you who ends up more attached. Letting the other person make some of those investments is key to creating a natural, genuine connection. And this principle applies to all types of relationships, not just romantic ones. Whether it's a friendship, a colleague, or even a family member, the more energy we put into someone, the more we naturally start valuing them. But here's a reminder for all the kind-hearted people out there. Just because you're consistently going out of your way for someone doesn't mean they'll appreciate you more. Often, it's the opposite. You might actually be the one who grows more attached. And that's because effort, true effort, builds an emotional investment that binds us closer to the people we care about. Here's a practical tip. If a woman asks you for a favor, take a moment before jumping in to say yes. This might sound counterintuitive, but when you always immediately agree to help, it's easy for things to slip into what many call the friend zone. Instead, if it's a small request, try finding a polite way to delay or even decline. Why? Because when you're quick to assist every time, you can end up looking like someone who's just there to please. And if you've been following this series, you know that over-trying often kills attraction faster than anything else. Consider this. When someone is used to getting attention or admiration from others, it's easy for them to overlook individual efforts. It's not that they're shallow. It's just human nature. So if you're constantly saying yes to every small request, you risk blending into the crowd. However, if you sometimes step back, if you're occasionally unavailable or politely decline, you might find that they start viewing you differently. This isn't about playing games. It's about showing that you have a life of your own, one that you value, and that self-value can be incredibly attractive. Imagine a real-world scenario. Let's say she asks you to help her move some heavy boxes or pick up something on your way to meet her. Instead of immediately agreeing, you could respond with something like, "I'd love to help, but I have a few things I need to handle first. Maybe another time." This gentle pullback is a subtle yet powerful way to create interest. Suddenly, she sees you as someone with personal boundaries and priorities. That small shift in perception can make a lasting impact. The point here isn't to avoid helping people or being available. It's about setting a healthy standard. By choosing when to help and when to respectfully say no, you establish yourself as someone who values their time and energy. And as surprising as it might sound, this balance can often lead others to appreciate you even more. Think about it this way. Have you ever noticed that when you pour all your energy into a friendship, constantly supporting and helping, it sometimes goes unnoticed? But when that friend takes the time to do something kind for you, you feel deeply valued. This is the same principle of mutual investment at work. Relationships thrive when both people contribute and engage. When both sides are involved in the give and take, each person values the other's presence in their life. So, if you're looking to build meaningful connections, consider this shift in approach. Rather than always investing your time, attention, and effort, find ways to invite the other person to invest in you. This doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It's about knowing when to let them contribute too. By allowing them the space to invest, you create a relationship that grows naturally, one that feels balanced and strong. The reality is, lasting connections don't come from one-sided effort. They emerge from shared experiences, from a place where both people feel that they've given something of value. So the next time you feel the urge to do everything for someone, take a step back and think about how they might invest in you. It's not just about saying no here and there. It's about creating a connection that's equally engaging for both sides, building a foundation that feels deeply fulfilling and lasting. Being overly available can sometimes unintentionally lower your perceived value, even when you're simply trying to be thoughtful. Imagine this. You're just starting to get close to someone, and you want to connect on a deeper level. She mentions that she's stressed about a work project, and immediately you offer to help. The next day, she brings up a personal issue, and once again, you're there with ideas and support. Pretty soon, you're texting her suggestions, offering to assist at every turn, even telling her to reach out whenever she needs anything. Sound familiar? Though it might feel like you're being caring, constantly stepping in as the fixer can make your attention seem less valuable. It's not about ignoring her needs. It's about balancing availability and independence in a way that keeps things intriguing. Scarcity can actually make you more attractive, not through playing hard to get, but by subtly conveying that your time and energy are precious. The next time she mentions a problem, respond with genuine interest, but don't automatically offer to fix everything. If she's talking about a busy schedule, instead of rushing in with solutions, you might say, "That sounds intense. I know you'll handle it. Let's catch up once things calm down." This way, you show support while respecting her space and showing that you're not always instantly available. Another way to create healthy scarcity is by ending conversations on a high note, leaving her wanting a bit more. Imagine you're texting and the conversation is flowing well. Instead of waiting for it to die down, wrap things up saying, "This has been fun, but I've got to run. Let's chat soon." By stepping back while the energy is high, you leave her curious and wondering what else you have going on. Scarcity isn't about creating artificial distance. It's about valuing your time and showing that you lead a fulfilling life. When you do this, it makes the time you spend together feel more valuable. It's not about ignoring her or pretending you're too busy. It's about subtly indicating that your attention is meaningful and something to be appreciated. Think about it. We place higher value on things that aren't always accessible. Scarcity creates intrigue, and by balancing your availability with your own sense of purpose, you make each interaction memorable. This approach can build genuine interest and keep things from becoming one-sided or too predictable. In the end, attraction isn't about being constantly present or always ready to help. It's about knowing when to step back, letting her come toward you. So the next time you feel tempted to jump in and assist, consider giving her a little space. That hint of mystery and independence can make every interaction more exciting, setting the stage for a connection that's both engaging and lasting. Here's an eye-opening insight. Live as though your life is already complete and thriving. People are naturally drawn to those who seem fully engaged in their own world, and this energy can make you even more captivating. This isn't about pretending you're in a relationship, but rather embracing the mindset that your life is filled with friendships, passions, and purpose. When you embody this energy, it creates an aura of intrigue and subtly invites her to seek your attention, knowing that you're not readily available to just anyone. The shift is simple but powerful. Instead of asking, "How can I get her to like me?" start thinking, "How does she fit into the amazing life I already lead?" By applying this perspective, you'll find your connections becoming more authentic, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. Remember, patience and genuine effort are key when trying to attract a girl who doesn't like you right away. Stay confident, work on yourself, and let your authentic personality shine. True connections take time to build, so focus on being the best version of yourself rather than rushing things. If you found this video helpful, show your support by hitting the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to Stoicism Attracts. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and tap the notification bell for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.